What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to the playoffs. We are going up against Jerry, coach of the Californian Cubones, for the first round of the playoffs, and really the only playoffs round. I mean, what comes after this is the championship. Hopefully, we do win. If you noticed, it's probably not a big deal, but we've got a nice little Love Live wallpaper going on because I know Jerry makes fun of Love Live all the time, and hopefully, we're aspiring to play Sam, and one of the few fellow Love Live fans we have in this league. But regardless, I'm really nervous. I prepped super hard for this. I think it's a really difficult matchup, and Jerry in general is pretty difficult to play because I know that he can make great plays, but he doesn't do so consistently, which unpredictability, hyper offense, yada yada, see every other video I've mentioned. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the team builder, please do. There's a lot of thought that goes into this team. But regardless, let's see what he brought. Oh, I totally forgot to warn him. Lol, about to accept. I told him I was going to send him a message about a minute before I did so. But regardless, here we go. Okay, so just about threats everywhere. So looking at his team, it looks very offense. It looks super hyper offense, which is really scary. I feel like that's one of the ways in which his team can actually outdo mine. What is kind of nice, though, is that he didn't bring Garbodor, which is particularly problematic for my team. He didn't bring Scrafty or Electros, which are threats in themselves, but he brought the core 3 mons that give my team difficulty, and that's Volcanion, Excadrill, and Tapu Lele. Ah, Tapu Lele, I hate that thing. And so now we begin the game of what item does Excadrill have? What item does Tapu Lele have? What item does Volcanion have? It is crucial that I figure that out ASAP. And I also think, rocks are going to be really important in this matchup. So, yeah, looking at his team, Xurkitree can do super well. Once Golisopod is weakened, Infernape can do really well as well. I do think it's definitely possible. A lot is going to depend on this first matchup, though, which is scary. So, I'm tempted to lead off with Omastar. The question is, do I think he might have brought a lead Lycanroc? This is the only thing. That's why I'm tempted to lead off with Tapu Fini, because that's typically what a lead... Lycanroc is one of those typical lead mons that can run Taunt, Stealth Rock, Sash, Accelerock for priority, that sort of thing. At least I have Tapu Fini now for a switch into Golisopod, which I didn't have last time. I think... Do we lead off with Tapu Fini? It's decent against most of his team. I do like it as a lead. That said, I don't really have a lot of switch-ins. I'm glad he didn't bring Tornadus, actually, now that I think about it. That thing was a threat as well. Yeah, I don't want this thing to get too weakened, though, just in case. Oh, I don't have a great lead. Let me already run some calcs. How much does Tapu Fini take from a typical Lycanroc? We are not this set. Sorry, nerves are already a thing. I just want to see in case I do need to switch into something. If it's max attack, I don't know, Stone Edge maybe? We still do decently against it. Yeah. Alright, let's lead off with Tapu Fini. Hopefully he doesn't lead Lurantis. Okay, so there it is. The lead, Lycanroc. Not really surprising. I think we 2-hit KO this with Moonblast, possibly. Do I really want to Surf? Actually, it doesn't matter if he goes into Volcanion on a Surf because I can Scout against that thing, which is really nice. These typically run Focus Sash. And so what's nice is I have my Defogger in. I think I will just Surf here. And he goes for Stealth Rock, which is not too surprising. Oh, he might not be Sash, but I'm just going to defog these immediately. Get those rocks out of here. Oh, shoot. I can't even believe I totally forgot about that. So, for those that don't know, Lurantis' ability is Contrary, meaning this thing now has plus evasion, which is stupid, to be honest. I really don't think such a thing should be allowed. But regardless, he's probably just going to Leaf Storm here. He might be max speed. He could just fire off a Leaf Storm here, probably. totally forgot that defog would just boost that. I didn't even realize that evasiveness was a, what's it called? Was possible, or like you could rely on such a thing in this. But the question is, does he Hidden Power Fire here, anticipating the Scizor on the Leaf Storm? What does he do exactly? I'm thinking I might go into Gengar here, because, I mean, it's not really a switch in by any means. It does take a Leaf Storm decently well, Lurantis. It doesn't really get a lot of special attack at all, so even if it's like modest, max special attack, Leaf Storm is a strong move though, and it is stab. We KO it with Sludge Wave if we hit, of course. I think. So after a Leaf Storm, if he's like modest, max special attack, not if he's specs, but we still live a Aqua Jet from Golisopod if it comes down to it. So I'm gonna go hard into Gengar here. What does he go for? Leaf Storm, and he misses. This is actually good for us. This Leaf Storm miss is actually good for us, unlike the one in the very beginning of the season, if you recall correctly. So, sorry about that. I couldn't tell you whether or not that's going to matter late game or not yet. I think at this point, we could... Sludge Wave will KO, assuming we hit. He could go in Excadrill. We do have switch in for that, though. So I'm going to Sludge Wave here. As he protects, he might think I'm Scarf. He might think I'm Scarf. He might think I'm Scarf. Or Specs. I could bluff. I could bluff Scarf. I doubt he's going to stay in on a Sludge Wave. I could double and do Infernape. If he stays in and goes for Leaf Storm, it won't do a ton. I want to double. I want to pull a double anticipating the Excadrill. Oh, I want to pull a double. I want to pull a double so badly. What risk? What risk? Oh, I hate being risky and all that. I could Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is the in-between play, but then I reveal that I'm not Scarf. So... He's got Excadrill. He's probably Scarf Excadrill. He's probably Scarf Excadrill. He's probably not Scarf Volcanion. I don't know what Lele he is. This is a tough turn. I'm gonna Sludge Wave. He goes straight into this. Ooh. We did some big damage. Interesting. So he might think we're Scarf now. He might not. He knows we're not Life Orb. What damage is that? Let's see here. Volcanion. Because Volcanion is really bulky. So I can potentially scout for what kind of a Volcanion he is based on how much damage that did. So Sludge Wave should do 69 to 81. That did 61%. Which means he's probably got quite a bit of HP investment. Like, a lot of HP investment. Or some special defense. He's not Assault Vest. He could be Scarf. He could be Scarf. And he would KO me with a Steam Eruption or a Fire Blast. Is he Scarf? I don't think he's Scarf. He's got some bulk. He's probably not. Let's see. He could still be max speed with, it hits 262 max, so yeah, it could outspeed my team at, if it has a Scarf. Does he Sludge Bomb here, anticipating my Tapu Fini? He's not Leftovers, so he's probably offensive. Do we risk our Gengar? We risk Tapu Fini. Both are pretty important. I'm gonna go Tapu Fini. I'm gonna go Tapu Fini. He could get greedy and go for a Sludge Bomb. He goes into this. Okay, so this tells me a couple different things. One, he did not think he would outspeed me. He probably anticipated me to keep going for Sludge Wave and thinking that I'm probably Scarf or something like that, and went into his Excadrill. And that also tells me that his Volcanion is not Scarf, which is really good to know because literally everything but Omastar and Scizor outspeeds it, which immediately reduces that thing as a threat. Now, at this point I can do a couple different things. He could be trying to bait the Water-type move as he goes into Volcanion. Because with Water Absorb, he would heal 25% HP if he's hit by a Water-type move. And it's clear that the Water-type move is the bait here. That said, I could figure out what type of Excadrill he is. We are super bulky, especially on the physical side, so we can take any one hit, definitely. I think Bandit Excadrill would do about half. Our Moonblast is not going to be doing a lot, that's for sure. But we could scout for damage with Moonblast at the very least. I don't want to protect because if he goes into Volcanion, that gives him momentum. So I'm going to Moonblast here. Oh, he just goes into Lurantis, which is leftovers. That's good to know. That's definitely good to know. Question is, what is this thing running? Leaf Storm and Protect. I would not be surprised if he's running HP Fire. I definitely don't want to stay in on a potential Leaf Storm. I could go Gengar, of course. I could go potentially Infernape. I want to maintain Infernape's HP though for a potential Flare Blitz sweep late game, which is very possible. Infernape is showing a lot of potential in this matchup. Potential close combat late game sweep if I weaken Lele and Golisopod a bit. So I'm going to go Gengar again. Might be predictable, but Leaf Storm hits, that does 30%. Not too big of a threat. He knows we're not leftovers. I'm just going to Sludge Wave again. I think he's going to anticipate us being Scarf again and go back into Excadrill. This seems familiar. Yep. Again, I am still kind of bluffing the Scarf at this point. Let's see here. So what's the best play here? I don't want to take a +2. I think I still Sludge Wave here. Oh, did I loop the music? I did. I'm gonna Sludge Wave again. He might try to catch me being greedy. He might think that I'll double, anticipating his switch into Excadrill. He didn't. He played it safe, as I played it safe. And now the weirdness has disappeared from the field. This isn't Rocks, this is probably Scarf, if I had to guess. I'm gonna go hard into Scizor or Tapu Fini. Probably Scizor. We can take this thing on pretty well. EQ 51%. Yikes, that's scary. Obviously, after we Mega, we'll have a lot more bulk, so we should be able to live the next one. But let's see here. What's regular Scizor's defense? I believe it's 110. So he's probably Scarf. He's probably Scarf. So we can where is my mouse? There it is. We can Mega Evolve and Roost this off. It's scary, but yes, we can Mega Evolve and Roost it off. Because after we Mega Evolve, we'll have a pretty decent defense boost. We lost 51%. That's near max roll as well. He's got to be Adamant. He might be Adamant Scarf. Yeah, he could be Adamant Scarf. So with our defense boost, we should still live this. We Roost. Why does he go into this? Interesting. I'm
curious as to why he went into this. These things typically run a lot of bulk and not speed, so I don't expect him to be max speed. We can probably just U-turn out here. Why did he go into this? Why did he go into Golisopod? We take this thing on even. I mean, Tapu Fini is the clear switch in here. We could potentially be taking an Aqua Jet or a First Impression, neither of which will do much to us though. Even if he's added a max attack, yeah. I'm gonna U-turn here. Oh, we get a crit. That's unfortunate. He goes into red card, and we get... That is so perfect. That is so perfect that we got put into Tapu Fini, because this thing takes on... Golisopod really well. That spike is annoying though. That spike is definitely annoying. I'm gonna defog. Guess he's just gonna keep spiking. So at this point, what's the play here? What's the play? He has more spikes than I have defogs. And what he's doing is, he's basically telling me, I will keep spiking until you hit me with an attack that activates my emergency exit, which means when you get below 50%, you're automatically sent out. But I really want this thing, I want this spike gone for the sake of my Omastar and its Sash. I'm a defog again. Let's play this game a little bit. Oh, as he goes for Poison Jab. Okay. So that did a decent amount of damage. I don't like taking that damage. But now we outspeed him and we can hit him with Moonblast, which should put him into emergency exit range. I mean, Tapu Fini's no powerhouse, but it's not something that you can sleep on, really. Yeah, Moonblast, and that's where this crit from Mega Scizor actually does play a role. Without the crit, it would have done roughly 27%, which means we would need to get 23% on this Moonblast, which, depending on his investment, could make a difference. Probably not, to be honest, but that's where it's relevant. So we go into Moonblast again. He wants to get the special attack drop, probably. So we're slowly whittling away his team. Of all things, I didn't expect Lurantis to be so annoying. But it's getting weakened. I wonder if he's max speed. If he's max speed, he outspeeds my Scizor, which is why I'm hesitant to go into that. I could go into Gengar again. Or I could go into Infernape. And then something dies. Granted, I lose a lot of health though too with Flare Blitz. What's the play here? What's the play? Do we just go back into Gengar? I mean, that'll put us in range potentially of an Aqua Jet, which is scary, but I think we do. I think we do go back into Gengar here. Oh, he just goes for Synthesis. Okay, so he's definitely bulky Lurantis. He's probably running Hidden Power Fire. I know this thing gets defog though too, I think. Does it? It might. Actually should look that up probably, but I could Sludge Wave here. We're Mega Evolved, so I have a switch into Excadrill if he wants to go for it. I'm gonna Sludge Wave. I'm gonna Sludge Wave. As he protects. This looks awfully familiar. He probably thinks that I'm Scarf at this point. So the question is, does he go into Excadrill or not? Does he go into Excadrill or not? I think at this point I double into Infernape. Anticipating a potential Leaf Storm if he wants to get fancy. But now I click Flare Blitz and something dies. So yeah, I mean I'm not calculating this for Excadrill. Excadrill is gonna die. Golisopod dies to 2 potentially. What's this thing at? 60.2%. So it'll take a lot of damage potentially. Even Volcanion maybe. What's Volcanion at? It's at like 39%, I think. It won't like a Flare Blitz. I could close combat as well. I mean, Excadrill, if he's choiced, If he's Scarf, as I'd anticipate, close combat's doing a ton, even if he's, I don't know, max HP, close to max defense. Oh, if he's max defense, max HP, Choice Scarf, Excadrill, even though we know he's adamant, he could do a lot of damage, but I know he's max attack, or at least attack invested from the previous calcs, so it's very unlikely. I think the play here is rather to play, or to go for a close combat, because it'll put Golisopod in emergency exit range, meaning it'll automatically switch him out if he wants to switch that in. The question here is, does he go into Lele? Because Lele will take roughly a lot from Flare Blitz, but not so much from close combat. We can U-turn here if we want to. He probably knows we're Scarf. I think U-turn is the play here. If he stays in, we just go into Scizor. By U-turning, I'm pretty sure we'll let him know that we're Scarf as well. U-turn will KO Lycanroc. It'll do a good amount of damage to, what's it called? Lurantis. It'll do around 30 or so %. It'll put it in Flare Blitz. It'll put Lele in Flare Blitz range, which is relevant. What's he gonna do here? So he switches out. So we get U-turn damage off there, which is really nice. And now we can go into Gengar? Question mark. We can go into Gengar potentially. We can go into Komida potentially. I'm pretty sure Shadow Ball will KO this thing from Gengar, which is good. Let's see here. He's a Volcanion with a decent amount of HP investment. We'll give him a nice 200 HP EVs. Shadow Ball will KO. Yeah, because we know, based on the previous damage, he's definitely got some investment, but there's no way he's going to live at 30% from a Shadow Ball from my Gengar. So at that point, I do think we just go into Gengar and go for Shadow Ball. I think let's see if it 2 KOs Lurantis. He's definitely a bulky Lurantis. Oh, I should have been running Calcs using the Moonblast damage. How much did Moonblast do to Lurantis before? Why can I not scroll? Moonblast did 25.6% from Tapu Fini. So let's see here. Tapu Fini, so he's probably got a lot of HP. Okay, probably a lot of Spadef as well. Yeah. It's probably close to max HP, max Spadef. Could be, what's Careful or Impish? No, I don't remember exactly what it is, but does Careful improve, or is it Calm? Yeah, he's probably max Spadef, Tapu, or not max Spadef, but really high Spadef Lurantis. So I don't know if our Gengar will 2 KO with Shadow Ball. No, definitely not. So I think he just picks a sack here. If anything I would assume he sacks Lycanroc. Yeah, I'm gonna Shadow Ball. That way he can't go into Drill. Or he can. So the switch in is definitely Scizor. Because we have reliable recovery, we've already Mega'd. That's gonna do 38%. Where is the damage? Okay, let's see here. Excadrill, if he's Scarf, which I think he is, and he's Adamant, that was a low roll potentially. I do think he is Adamant, max attack, based on that one roll from before. He did 51% to our before we Mega Evolve, and he's Jolly. Let me pick Jolly, please. That's near impossible. So unless that would look like 51%. No, Pokemon rounds down. So I'm pretty sure he's Adamant, and we just got a good roll there. He got a low roll there, where he got like a max roll before, so, or a high roll before, but. Okay, we definitely just Roost here. He can keep Earthquaking. we do beat this thing 1v1. I'm gonna roost again. I want to get this thing to full health because this is my Tapu Lele switch in. This is my Excadrill switch in. This thing beats Lycanroc. So you're just gonna go for a crit? I'll roost one more time. I'm tempted to U-turn soon. We should get close to full health, if not full health, depending on the roll. Yeah, so there we go. Now I can U-turn. Actually, no, what I can do... Actually, no, I know he's Scarf. I don't need to... Getting weak armor with Omastar wouldn't be helpful at this point. Bullet Punch is going to do, like, nothing. Yeah. And I am playing around with crit chances, which is not fun. That said, he would need to get, what, 2 crits in a row to beat me 1v1? He might just trying to be stalling out some of my roosts. I don't like this thing getting weakened because I don't roost up on a lot of his team members. How about Tapu Fini? On an Adamant, what are we at? We're at 73%. That's not so great. After Leftovers, we could live 2 Earthquakes, especially because we have Protect. That said, that invites the Lurantis again, and I don't really want to do that. What I could do though is I could U-turn here. I don't want to. He does have more. We have more Roosts than he has Earthquakes, but I don't want to use them all up right now. And I don't want to sack something either. Do we just keep roosting? Is that really the best play? I think we go Finny. I think we go Finny here. Oh! As he goes into Tapu Lele, the monster is in. The monster is now. What you gonna go for, bud? Let's protect. Are you Scarf? Are you Specs? I could go into my Omastar here and scout for what type of item he is potentially. But my Scizor is my switch-in. I don't want him to get fancy with HP Fires, though. I think he's just going to go for Psychic. Ugh, I don't like my Scizor getting weakened at all. But this is the switch-in. I'm going to go back into Scizor. And then I can go back into Finny, scouting for the HP Fire. Energy Ball. Interesting. And we don't see Life Orb, which is also interesting. Now the question is, he could go for Hidden Power Fire here if he's Scarf, or if he's Specs. Actually, let me check the damage here. So Scizor, how much would an Energy Ball do from Tapu Lele? Man, this thing's coverage is too good. Energy Ball, 5.2 to 6.4 on Scarf. If he is Specs, or if he's Modest, it would do 5.8%. Which means he's not Modest. And that means he's also not Choice Specs, because even if he's Timid, well, he's probably not Specs. He could be Psychium Z. But regardless, he's not Modest. So I know he's in that 317 speed tier tops. He could be Psychium Z, he could be Twisted Spoon, potentially. So I don't know if he's Scarf or not yet. I don't know if he's locked into a move. So he could go for Hidden Power Fire here. Which is why I'm tempted to go into something else. Something else. The thing is, if he is locked in, he's probably not going to stay in, but he might get cheeky and stay in Energy Ball, and I don't want my Tapu Fini taking that. I think Infernape is the mid-ground play here. I could go Gengar potentially. How much would Gengar take? It would take a lot, actually. Oh, that's Specs. If he's, I don't know, try to Scarf. We take 2 energy balls potentially, which means, yeah, I think Gengar is the play here. Let's go Gengar. Oh, so he's probably Scarf. He's probably Scarf. Wait a minute, was there no Psychic Terrain? Huh? Oh, that's right, we went into Tapu Fini after Tapu Lele had already been switched in. So this thing can go for a first impression, it can go for an Aqua Jet. I think he's got to go for an Aqua Jet. I think we just go into Tapu Fini here. Ugh, but I don't want him to get a Spike up. And then go for the Poison Jab shenanigans. Let's see here. Golisopod, our Sludge Wave is going to be doing... Our Thunderbolt is going to be KOing this. Let's Thunderbolt. He goes for first impression. That does not do a lot of damage. And now we don't need to worry about... what's it called? We don't need to worry about... Oh, he can probably pick us off with Accelerock. At least that's what he thinks. Oh, that's Excelgor. Not Accelerock. Why am I... What am I doing? Lycanroc, Accelerock probably does a lot. I mean, like, it's not like Gengar is really strong by any means. It's probably max attack, max speed. So, yeah, he probably thinks that he can pick us off with that. Either way, I think Omastar is the play here, because we'll get double speed and we'll take hits for days and we can get up our rocks and spikes. So I'm going to go into that. Please. Oh, he goes for Sucker Punch. Interesting. Interesting. Let's, what's better here, rocks or spikes? Spikes are because, well, they'll hit Excadrill harder. So let's spike up. He goes for rocks. That's totally fine with me at this point because this is the only thing I really wanted rocks away from. So I'm just going to keep spiking up. He goes for Rock Slide and misses. That sucks. Actually though, that's actually really bad. Or not like the end of the world, but if he hit me, I would outspeed him and I would get a Surf Off on Excadrill or Tapu Lele or an Earth Power on, what's it called, Lurantis. Whereas now because he missed, he doesn't have to worry about that. So the Leaf Storm miss sucks. The crit my Scizor got in your Golisopod also sucked because actually without a crit it still would have been in Thunderbolt range. So in the end it didn't make a difference. But yeah, I don't think you realize that after this I would have technically outsped your Lycanroc, Excadrill, and Lele and forced Lurantis in to take damage and an Earth Power. And then at that point Infernape just clicks Flare Blitz and wins. So yeah, at this point, Infernape just pretty much wins. Oh, he flinches. There's your Revenge Hacks. I want to get up one more Spike because that will guarantee, what's it called? Actually, because that'll guarantee that Tapu Lele goes down to, what's it called? Flare Blitz. I'm going to get a Brox just to be safe as well. All the speed. Flinches again, of course. So now he's probably going to Sucker Punch again. Yep. So we get up our rocks, which is really nice. But the flinches aren't the end of the world. I don't really need this thing to attack anymore because I have Scarf and Infernape to pretty much clean up at this point. He could have Accelerock, but yeah. What do we want to do here? Probably shouldn't risk it. Probably shouldn't risk a potential Sucker Punch. How many Sucker Punches does he have? 5? Let's mess with this. Aw, are you kidding me? Of course, that's the turn he goes for Rock Slide. That's pretty funny, actually. Okay. So, I think now we go into Scizor and click U-turn. Or do we just go into this and click Flare Blitz? I don't know if this thing has Accelerock, and I don't really want to take damage from that, because then my Infernape will be worn down. But at this point, Infernape pretty much cleans up. Because we outspeed everything on his team because we're Scarf. We don't take a lot, but again, I don't want Flare Blitz damage becoming an important part of this. So I'm going to go Scizor. Scizor? Or do I go Komida, an Energy Ball? How much do we do to Excadrill? so he can't switch in. Or no, he's Scarf, so I mean he could switch in potentially. Regardless, this thing is just gonna be a sack. I don't know if he has... Actually, I'll just, I could U-turn here, and then... I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up is the real thing here. Because with those rocks up... actually, I'm going to go Finny here. No, I don't want to defog. I don't want to defog. Those hazards are really important to me. I think I just go Scizor here, and Roost potentially? SD potentially? I think I Roost up on this thing. Because Rock Slide isn't going to be doing too much to my Scizor by any means. Yeah, so I could SD up potentially here, but I want to Roost actually, so that I get healthy. 26%, that's a lot of damage. So now we're at full, which is actually really important. I'm gonna Bullet Punch, get rid of this thing. I could have SD'd up, but at the same time, I want this thing 100% healthy so that he can't bring an Excadrill right now. Whatever he brings in is gonna take a ton of damage and doesn't want to take a U-turn. I beat his Excadrill 1v1. Lele probably has Hidden Power Fire, but we live a Specs Hidden Power Fire regardless. So I can U-turn out on that thing. And then everything else should be in range where I don't kill myself from Flare Blitz recoil with Infernape. Man, look at Omastar putting in all that work. Not even attacking, but putting in so much work. It just did 37? Yeah, 37% to Tapu Lele. That's impressive. Okay, so now what's the thing? Do we preserve this? He could have HP Fire. He could not. I think I go Tapu Lele here. Or Tapu Lele, I wish. I think I go Tapu Fini here because it's not going to be as helpful against Excadrill as Mega Scizor will be. And it's not going to be helpful against Lurantis, and it's not going to be helpful against Lele, except for scouting for HP Fire. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't mind if he goes for Psychic. And there's the Hidden Power Fire that we wanted to scout for. And we got our Misty Terrain up, which is really nice. And now that we've seen the Hidden Power Fire, we go into something else, anticipating the Lurantis. I forget what HP Lurantis is at. I think it's at full, pretty practically. I think we just Moonblast here and then click Flare Blitz. Yeah, we're just gonna Moonblast. He goes into Lurantis. We can Moonblast here. And he's got a Synthesis up, or what? He could Leaf Storm here if he wanted. I think we go Gengar. We take a Leaf Storm even after Rocks, potentially. It's probably a roll. But if we force Excadrill to come in, then we just straight up sweep. So I'm gonna go Gengar here. I mean, Tapu Fini isn't super helpful, but okay. And so yeah, like I said, it might have been a roll, it might not have been. Either way, now we go for Sludge Wave and we KO this thing, we KO Tapu Lele. And the only way he's getting out of Sludge Wave potentially here is with his Excadrill. And if he goes into Excadrill and KOs my Gengar, I just go into Infernape and click Flare Blitz and win. So I think that's a wrap. He probably still thinks we're Scarf, which is actually pretty funny. But regardless, my play still is to go for Sludge Wave and then let him sack, and then essentially sack this thing. Mold Breaker though. Okay, so now we sacrifice this, and we will outspeed with Infernape. We'll KO with Flare Blitz. We'll KO everything with Flare Blitz. So yeah, we're not gonna risk this at all at this point. we just sacrifice this and go into Infernape and click Flare Blitz because we outspeed Scarf Lele, we outspeed Scarf Excadrill, we definitely outspeed Lurantis, and everything should go down. So the only thing preventing this potentially is if we kill ourselves first. I think he might have seen the crit before we did. Yeah, so we're gonna KO this. And that should be GG. That should be GG. Yeah, that's gonna be good game. Good game, Jerry. There was a bit of hacks in there. Like I said, the crit on Scizor I thought could have mattered depending on some things. Again, if you look at the calcs, it didn't put you in. It wouldn't have taken you out of Thunderbolt range to not have the crit. It might have affected how you played a little bit. There were some Rock Slide flinches and stuff. I was just really happy to get my hazards up. There was a Leaf Storm miss early on, which would have made me play differently with Gengar. I wouldn't have had it at the end here like I did. Yeah, you didn't get a crit on my Scizor, which is another thing, I guess. That said, overall, I think this went pretty well. I don't think the hacks mattered too much overall, to be honest. It definitely affected a couple things, but I don't think it was a game breaker here. I think the team worked out really well. I'm really happy with Scizor as a Spadef or as a great Lele and Excadrill answer. Tapu Fini was perfect for scouting for Hidden Power Fire, and Omastar got up all of its hazards. Gengar outsped all the things necessary and threatened out almost everything. Xurkitree did literally nothing the entire game, and then Infernape did exactly what I thought it might do. Just Scarf Sweep with Flare Blitz or Close Combat. I said in the very beginning of the game that Infernape did so much work once Volcanion was dead, and played around that. So I'm really happy with how I played, and I'm really excited for the championships. We're going to be potentially going up against Noah or Sam, depending on the result of their match, and I'm pretty excited for that. We get a chance at first place for the third league I've ever been in, the third league with this group of guys, and we can potentially contend for our third first place finish, which is pretty exciting. But regardless, if you guys enjoyed this battle, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe hit that like button if you're excited for the championship, but I will see you guys then. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.